Hey y'all! So it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday video. This series was created by Ginger Reads Laney, and I will leave the link to her channel down in the description, as well as a link to all the Top 5 Wednesday bloggers and vloggers. So today's Top 5 Wednesday topic is Top 5 series I want to start this year. And I actually looked at my Goodreads and I found that on my TBR shelf I have 52 first books in a series. So that means that there are 52 series that I have on my TBR. Yikes! So I'm dubbing this year the year of the series because there are just so many series that I'm really excited about and I really want to get into. So it was really hard to narrow it down to my top 5. So like last week, I also did a blog post where I talked about all of the series that I really want to start this year, and I will leave a link down to that in the description as well. And before I jump into this list, an honorable mention goes to The Kingkiller Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss, which would have been on this list if I hadn't started it already this year. I'm only like 30 or 40 pages in, but I'm really loving it so far. So yeah, this would have been on the list if I hadn't already started it. Coming in at number 5 on my list is the Chaos Walking Trilogy by Patrick Ness. I actually got halfway into the first book right at the end of my Thanksgiving break, but then finals hit and I just didn't have time to read, and by the end of finals week I could only remember a little bit about what I'd read, so I just decided to set the trilogy down and to pick it up later. And so I think that needs to be 2015. It's pretty high up on my TBR. I have a feeling I'll get to it maybe in February or March. I just really need to get into this because even though the writing made me mad because I'm such a grammar Nazi, it's really unique and interesting, and I just really want to jump back into it, reread what I've already read, and just finish up the trilogy because it sounds really great and I've heard a lot of amazing things. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. This one's been on my TBR for quite a while and I just need to read it because it sounds like it's really, really great. The main character seems like such a strong female lead and I'm so excited to read that because she just seems super cool. And everyone on BookTube just raves about this series and I love fantasy, so I'm really excited to get into it. Number 3 on my list is the Ascendance Trilogy by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Now, originally, this one wasn't super high up on my TBR. I heard a couple booktubers talk about it, and I was like, meh, it's fantasy, but, you know, I maybe didn't have the same taste in books as them, or I don't typically agree with them on books, so I wasn't super excited. But then I watched Ermengarde Books' Top 14 of 2014, and Jeff put this as his number 1 favorite book of 2014. And that really caught my attention because Jeff and I tend to like the same type of books and we tend to have the same opinions on books. And he said that the first book has like the best twist ever. So I'm really excited to get into this trilogy and it's super high up on my TBR. I'm just really excited to see what this amazing twist is. So number 2 on my list is the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. It is time. I have been kind of putting off these books because they're so big, which is weird because I love big books, but I think it's just because every single book in the series is just so huge and it's gonna be a commitment. I am just really excited to get into the series. I've been wanting to watch the TV show, but I have refused to because I will not watch it without reading the books first, and it just sounds like something I will really love, and obviously I've heard amazing things from everyone that's read it, so I just need to finally get into these books. And I sound like a broken record, but I'm really excited about the series. I'm really interested in it. I just want to read it so badly. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to it this year, but I have to get to it at some point this year. I want to be through all of the published books by the end of the year. I don't think that's like a huge thing to ask of myself. And the number 1 series that I really want to get to this year is the Lunar Chronicles. I've had this series on my TBR since like I first discovered BookTube and first got on Goodreads. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I think even though I've been excited about it, I've always like found 1 or 2 books that I was a little bit more excited about and it just keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I don't know why, because I've been wanting to read it for like a year now. And I just need to read it because it sounds so great. It just sounds like it's right up my alley. I just want to get into it. And I have the first 2 books. The 3rd book, I pre-ordered the paperback. So I have no excuses at this point. Once I get that one in the mail and I finish the books that I have on my TBR before it, I have to read the Lunar Chronicles. Like, if I don't finish it by the end of February, I'm gonna be really disappointed in myself because I've been wanting to read this for forever and I just need to read it. So there you go. Those are the 5 series that I'm most excited about starting in 2015. Like I said, I did a blog post where I listed, I think, 13 series that I want to start this year. Like I said, this is the year of the series. So yeah, I will leave a link down to that blog post in the description, as well as all the other stuff that I already said I would link. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!